green screen's gonna get like this, I feel, because there's no shadow. Like there's barely a shadow.
Yeah, that is really good. We got to light down this time.
It's really good. All right, so we're gonna do a 100th show.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do about it?
Fuck if I know. We hit the wall 99.
Ain't that a bitch? We're so proud. We're like, we're gonna hit 100. We're gonna hit 100. I mean, technically, we still would, no matter what. Because we got the sagas.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Joe and Tom from Drunken of the Sun.
Another funky funk, drunk episode coming to you, courtesy of Drunken of the Sun.
And then your life's work could have been ahead of you.
Tom and Joe from Drunken of the Sun.
Join us every week on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify.
Yeah. Podcast that's about anything and everything under the sun.
Check it out.
Joe's drunk.
Yeah, we both are fucking drunk.
Stop it.
Hey, what up, y'all? This is Drunken of the Sun with Joe and Tom. And guess what? This is, Joe called it the 100th Extravaganza.
Yeah. Anniversary.
2
years.
Jazz hands.
100 shows.
Jazz hands. So this is the 100th episode. We made it. We made it 100 times.
100 times. We did it 100 times.
100 times we got drunk. I mean, more than not. But 100 times we got drunk under the sun. And we talked about anything and everything under the sun.
Yeah, we did.
So, this is the show about anything and everything. So
this is what you've been waiting on.
This is what you've been waiting on. The behind the scenes talk.
Yep.
And most people are out there going, you know what? I watched episode 40 and they already did that.
Yeah.
I tried to warn Joe about that. Yeah,
I feel like we've already done it. I pushed the show way too early.
Yeah.
And now we wasted.
And you know what? And who warned you? Who warned you? This guy.
Yeah.
I was like, this is too early, Joe. This is only 20 episodes.
No, it was 50 or some shit.
Yeah, I was like, this is like 100 or 1,000 or 200.
Yeah.
She was like, no, we got to do it. He's like, I want to do it. And back then you had all the great ideas that you could have had now. Be like, hey, listen, I've been saving this up for 2 fucking years. And now I got it. Instead, we already talked about it 4 times.
Just once.
When there was
Probably multiple.
Going down the memory lane ones.
Oh, yeah.
It counts, technically.
It does. God damn it, Joe.
It's all right. But those ones were...
Fuck! Part 4! Or 7 or whatever the fuck we're at.
7. Because that was like 3 apiece, I think.
Yeah, at least 2.
They were 2, I think.
Oh, god damn.
I think they were
so
2
that's
apiece.
5 there. Let's go for number 6.
You try to warn them. No, but now this is meaningless. But whatever.
It could be better than the last time.
Anyways,
It probably will
it's
be.
not meaningless. Because I remember the first time that we even had the concept of Drunken of the Sun.
Oh, god damn. Me too.
And the first time was we were just getting drunk over his house and kicking it. And Joe's losing his shit. And like, this is the show. This is the show.
Yeah, basically.
And I'm like, oh, we can't start a podcast. He's like, we can't. And then Joe's like, yeah, I guess not.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he thought about it afterwards, but I did. I went home and I was like, you know what? We can do it. And I'm like, I'm always making them laugh.
Yeah.
Making them lose it. We can fucking do it.
Yeah.
So then, like, the next week, I'm like, hey, man, hang out? Yeah, let's hang out. Let's do the show. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, let's do a podcast. So then we figured out, and he got Audacity, and we were, like, blown away.
Yeah,
Didn't know
we
what
thought
the
we
fuck
were
it was.
we thought we were somebody's.
Somebody's. But that was the first time. So what'd you think? Like, after, did you ever think that I would be serious? We're like, let's do it!
No.
Never.
I didn't. But I've tried so many different endeavors, different projects with different people for a long time. It's either like, let's do this, and it never happens, or it starts and it stops. Like, we get so far, and be like, meh, it's over. So, after we started, I was like, this ain't gonna last. We'll be a couple shows in, it's over. And now here we are. 2 years later, 100 shows.
100 shows, 2
I didn't
years
see
later.
it getting this far. I mean, look at this. Look how far we've grown.
It looks like we're a toy show.
Yeah.
And we're not.
No.
But yeah, so he didn't think I was going to do it until I said, let's do it!
And then we got a mic.
We got 2 mics.
Two mics.
Because we both spent $20 a piece.
Yeah.
and got these mics that had the reverb like a motherfucker.
Yeah, we couldn't use those.
And we didn't know how to record. So we're like, how can we record? How are we going to do this? And I don't know how you found out, but he found out about Audacity.
College. My ex went to college and had a class where she used it. And I was like, can you do this and this on there? And she was like, yeah. I was like, all right, it's free. Our price.
That was the selling point.
Yeah.
It was free.
It's free.
So $40 in a mic. Joe already had a laptop. I had nothing.
We're going
except that mic. And I felt golden. I'm like, yes. And then Joe tried to plug both mics in, and it's like,
yeah.
That's why we still use one mic today. But you know what? Whatever.
Yeah.
It's working pretty good.
Yeah. Even this new setup. I mean, we've evolved from one picture to many pictures.
Yeah, we didn't have
video,
we had one picture, one logo.
to green screen.
So in the early days, the basic concept was we're going to talk about anything.
Yeah.
And it was always going to be whatever, no holds barred, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, if you listen to those first few episodes,
yeah.
no holds bars is like an understatement.
Yeah.
And there's some funny, some funny shit in there.
There's some
but
shit that got cut.
There's a lot, yeah.
They hit the floor.
And that was the biggest thing with a lot of shit was the editing process. You know, we just took an account, like, I'm sure I don't know if a lot of podcasters, I know Kevin Smith does, but they just get on and just ramble and talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Well, we realized once we did that, it was kind of boring.
Yeah.
I thought so. I'm like, this is fucking horrible. I'm like, this was funny, but this hour between was terrible.
Yeah.
So you
gotta get that cut out.
Yeah. So we went with the cutting with the Audacity, and Joe, because I didn't have a laptop or anything.
Yeah.
And you were the one who
just for
started.
like 9 episodes, 8 or 9. But yeah, I was doing the editing for the first so many, and
learning as it goes.
Yeah. I'd never used Audacity. We're just like, yeah, let's do it. How do we do it?
And we learned how to do it.
We pressed record. That worked. So editing was a challenge at first, I feel like.
Oh, yeah. Especially
for me, because I didn't know what I should cut or what I should keep. I'm listening to what we're saying. I can't put this on YouTube.
Yeah, see.
Type shit like that.
Yeah, see, like when... Yeah, the first time when I first started editing with it, because we split shows up, we record like 5 shows a session. Since we had no video, and we weren't doing slideshows, we weren't doing anything, just audio.
Yeah.
And we're just like, whatever, we'll cut 5, 6 shows and we'll take 3 apiece. And that's what we did. And when we did that, I fucking fell in love with editing. Because one, I felt like I was doing something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's even though I was just a fledgling infant sperm of a podcast, that's what we were back then.
Yeah. And
so right now, we're still like, what are those things that frogs are?
Tadpole?
Tadpoles. We are the tail. We got the tail probably right now.
Yeah.
I think after 2 years, we got a tail. So another 2 years, we'll have all 4 limbs. So by 10 years, we might be a grown adult.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
We'll find out. But, I felt like, I was like, oh my God, I'm editing. I'm like cutting this out, this, making it sound seamless.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Granted, people are like, we've listened to the old ones. They're not seamless.
What's he talking about?
What's he talking about? No one's watched the old ones.
I wouldn't recommend it. But, like that, I did, like, once I started loosening up and, like, learning how to use it more, I like to experiment with moving stuff around and making our conversations actually coherent instead of babbling.
Yeah.
And we bring up one thing this time, and then 10 minutes later we're back on it.
Yeah.
So put it back together and make it one thing. And that's what I found fun about it. I thought it's like an art form. It's like art.
Yeah, it was. And because I did that a lot of times, like with shit. I know in the military one, I had my brother on as a guest, and he was the military guy. There was times where I was taking one snippet and using it numerous times.
Oh.
Like, I was like, how many push-ups do you do? I used that like 2 or 3 times, I think.
Goes, sir, no disrespect, but you're a fucking retard. Like, that would have got you what?
2 months of push-ups?
2 months of push-ups.
You're hung up on push-ups. It's not,
I know.
It's not.
I want to hear the others.
You don't usually.
I do too.
Like,
Okay.
That same clip.
Yeah.
And put it in here.
The same audio.
Yeah, and I know I was, and then like, I was like, okay, let's enough of this. How many push-ups do you do again? You know, if you listen to it, that's how that goes.
Oh.
And that was the running gag as I was editing the military one. It was always every punchline I could find where it had like, how many push-ups do you do again? You know what I mean? If you listen to it now, and I'm telling you, I think that's one of a better episode. I think it's hilarious. That was our very first guest. We've only had 2 guests.
Yep.
And that was the very first
30.
one. And it was episode 30.
Was
it 30?
20. Man, I don't know.
I think it was 20.
Fuck. Because
I think it was only
know
20.
The second guest was
because
60.
we didn't have no audio yet.
Yeah.
We didn't have no audio. We didn't have no video. I mean, we only had audio. We had everyone's like, we know you didn't have no audio. It sounded like shit back then.
Yeah, it did.
But not really. Like, it wasn't that
Some of
bad.
it
Like,
was pretty
honestly,
good.
a lot of the earlier ones sounded better than the later ones.
Yeah.
And it's due because of the mic and, like, where we were at. And all that shit. And then we were using just camera audio for a minute.
Oh, God. It was awful.
That's what that is.
That was so bad.
You know, but you know what? But you know what? I sit there and I judge that all the time. But I see so many podcasts and so many people on YouTube. That's what they use.
Yeah,
it's straight, and it sounds just as bad as ours. But they got all these 1,000 views. Like, what the fuck is happening?
We're too vulgar.
Well, we're not kicking each other in the nuts. Like, we first got Audacity. We first started learning how to. We started even learning how to tinkle with it.
Yeah.
Like, Joe was able to start messing with it to where we could get the reverb down a little bit. We could get this shit down with it. Now, see, the biggest thing was always, in my eyes, I was like, are we ever going to put video to it? Are we ever going to do this?
Yeah.
And Joe is so scared to fucking do what we're doing right now. Just doing the video. So I'm like, let's just at least put video to it and make stories out of it and try to do, like, some visualizations. And I tried the very first one.
Man.
I tried it on PowerPoint. I used PowerPoint, and it was a slideshow that was magical. It was magical. The problem was I could never get it to save and fucking render to where I needed it to where we could air it. And I did that motherfucker 100 times. It got to the point so much to when I finally got Adobe Premiere, and I was like, I can remaster this. And I knew and I typed in every fucking picture that I wanted. I'm like, this is the one I wanted. And I took, and so now if you go back and watch Shit Jobs.
There's a remaster.
Yeah, but we got a remaster out there of Shit Jobs. We got a remaster of
Tom's complete vision of the show.
The complete vision. And it was the complete vision. And I was just like, it was supposed to happen so long ago, and then when it finally happened, I was like, yes!
Yeah.
Yes! We started using that shit.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm sorry. My bad. I don't know if I said Shit Jobs when we were talking about, but the slideshow the very first slideshow was Unsung Heroes.
Unsung Heroes.
And that was the one, and I think I did say Shit Jobs.
You did.
But it wasn't. It was Unsung Heroes, because Unsung Heroes had the trashmen and the sanitizers.
That's right.
And it was so fucking nasty. And I had that motherfucker down. Like, I had this PowerPoint down. It was going to be dope as fuck. And it never fucking worked. So, like, I tried to get a PowerPoint slideshow.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, this show got postponed, like, 7 times. Luckily, we had it. Like, I was like, I got this, I'm telling you. And then,
okay, I got this.
And then what's sad was, like, one time he came over, and I'm like, watch, this is it. And it wouldn't work right.
Yeah, it didn't.
I'm like, it didn't work right. I'm like, what's happening? I'm like, if you were here 15 seconds ago, I'm telling you, it worked. And he was probably like, yeah, well, I guess it does. This fucking guy. So, and then the show aired, but it got canned as visually.
Yeah.
So then, we've explained this recently, just in this show, that once I had the opportunity,
he went right back to it.
I was like, I knew exactly how I want it, because I had it memorized.
Yeah.
Like, I had that shit.
You did it so many
memorized.
times.
I knew what I was going to say before I said it. I knew what he was going to, and when you were going to say it. Now I can't. But then Oh, I knew it
You
verbatim.
spent hours on that, though.
No, I spent months on it. Not just hours. Not just days. I spent months on that motherfucker. Because it was the begin. I knew if we put slides together, and I knew if we put visuals, it would enhance our storytelling.
Yeah.
It would enhance what we were fucking conveying. It would be more funny, more hilarious. And honestly, it did. It really did. A lot of times it did. And then I always wanted a video instead of like just a still shot, but I never knew. And then one day I stumbled upon that you could get these things called GIFs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I could find 1,000 of those and combine and make it my scene.
Yeah.
I was like, so then that's how that came about
Yeah.
too. So out of some of the earlier episodes, what would you say is some of your fondest moments
Earlier.
from the episode?
From the episodes earlier, how early? Like the earliest episodes?
1 through 30.
1 through 30. Jeez.
Because I don't even know what those episodes are.
I know a lot of them.
Honestly,
I know one of my fondest memories behind scenes was editing the show about cryptids and ghosts and stuff. Because that one was the first one that I really fucked around with the order of things and put things together as one cohesive thought instead of jumping around.
So was that the alternate realities one?
No, that was earlier. It was like 10 or 11. Unexplained.
Oh, it was unexplained.
It was the unexplained one. That was the very first one I messed around with the order, like really did. I had tinkered with it here and there, but in that episode, I really fucked around with it and put it in the categories with the cryptids, then the ghosts, then the aliens.
Yeah. God, we done so many fucking shit.
I think one of my favorite behind the scenes moments that nobody ever can hear or see or anything was a night in August where me and Tom were recording, sweating our balls off in my apartment. But yeah, and we were just recording, sweating our balls off because we couldn't run the air conditioner.
Because it was too loud.
Yeah, it was too loud. It was like right here compared to our mic right here. And we're just like with the sweat rags looking at each other. Can you go on? We didn't say that, but that's what we were like.
That's what we were looking at.
Yeah.
Like, it was basically like me and Joe with sweat just dripping. Like, shh, shh. And I'm just like trying to act normal. Like,
yeah, same here.
I had my rag and I was just trying to act normal. Like, yeah. So anyways, we,
I'm trying. I can't look at him at one point because I was gonna lose it. I looked at Tom and I saw him wipe his sweat away, and I'm doing the same thing. I would have just busted out laughing, but nobody would have known why.
wish we had video for that.
I know.
It'd have been hilarious.
Especially if it was like this, like we do now, because it would just be both like God.
It was fucking smoldering hot. Like, I probably dropped 10 pounds. Just in that one session.
Oh my God.
We'd turn it on and be like, okay, let's get our bearings. 20 minutes? 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll sit for 20 minutes and like, okay, you ready? Ready.
Turn it off.
Turn it off. Like, here we go. We got 45. Let's go.
Go by the end of it. But yeah, that's one of my favorite behind the scenes moments though. That just cracked me up.
That one's, I can't really remember a lot of behind the scenes moments. Because like I said, I usually get fucked up during recording sessions.
The next day I'll be like, I'll be quoting the show and he'll be like, I don't
know what he's talking about. I'm like, what? You're like, you said it 5 times. I'm like, I guess. Let me hear it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. So you asked me earlier.
Yeah.
Out of the first 30 shows, what's a show that stands out to you?
A production side of it. It's shit jobs. Because
you put so much into that.
I put so much into that.
Yeah.
Like shit jobs. Because one, I've had shit jobs and unsung heroes. You know,
and now we're here.
But that's my standout 1 through 30 has got to be unsung heroes. Because I spent so much on it. And if I had to, if you had to take that away from me, it would probably be fucking. maybe Random Encounters with the Law, because that one just cracks me up.
Yeah,
just
that's a great
the stories. Just the stories.
The story, your story is hilarious. I shared that at a get together with people, but like, you got to hear this.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd they do?
They listened.
They didn't laugh.
A little bit.
They didn't find the comedy in it.
Well, going back,
They're like, no, Tom. They love nothing criminal. They weren't criminals, so why would they laugh?
This guy.
This guy.
He's yelling.
Yelling. Anyways.
No, but it was funny, but when I revisited, I haven't listened to it lately, but a lot of those earlier shows, if we tightened it up a little bit more, they'd probably be better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But those are also the early days of editing, early days of recording.
Because I had a mentality back then to keep as much as I could, not cut as much as I can to make it sound better.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, we gotta make it long and interesting, I guess.
You were all about context.
Yeah, I guess.
That's what it sounds like, because you can't, if you take this away, it takes the context away from that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I would try to keep as much as I could. That's why some of the episodes aren't up right now that we need to re-edit.
Well, there's a few, and you know, it's just because nowadays
there's some things
people are just you just can't talk to people anymore. I feel like
yeah.
You know, you can't have a conversation most of the time with people. So this is the only way I know how to do it now to get my point across. Is you can listen to me if you want, and that's how if you subscribe and like us, then that's how that happens. Exactly. You know, and we've got so much shit. Like we said, there are so many. And here's one. And so at this point, we have been doing fucking video and slides for a minute. We haven't done ourselves on video yet, but the Drunken Cults was probably one of my favorite ones too.
For the slideshow before video stuff.
Before
videos.
Just
in general.
Just in general. Like the early shows.
Yeah.
Because it's so funny. Because one, the reason I think it's so funny is because Joe was so prepared for this show. He's like, I got a book. And he had a book of notes. He was like, shh, hold on, let me get to chapter 2. And I'm like, fuck. And he had, because he saw some shows, some documentaries.
Yep.
About some cults.
Yeah.
And a lot of them I knew about, but there were some I did not know about. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, like the Rape for Jesus shit.
Rape for Jesus.
And what was the Chinese one?
The guys with the guns.
Yeah, they were like,
they're in Pennsylvania.
Myanmar or Chinese or I don't know. They're a bunch of Asian guys with guns, and they had bullets as crowns.
Yep.
And they wore pink.
Crazy shit.
But Joe informed the fuck out of me about it. He's like, oh, check this out.
They're AKs or whatever, taking them to church, getting them blessed and shit.
The Colts one's pretty fucking funny, dude.
It is pretty funny. It's got Heaven's Gate. It's all the good ones. It's all the good ones you've heard of.
I love how he says that. It's all the good cults.
It's all the good cults.
It's all the good cults that murder everyone. Jim Jones, that's a good one. He killed them all. Heaven's Gate, that's the best one. Why? Because they all died, including the guy who said they were going to die. That's the best one.
Jesus.
That's what it just sounded like. He's like, he's got all the best cults. Wait a minute. How can a cult be good? It's the best one.
Oh, God.
So that's what happens when we have no topics and we just talk.
That's what happens at the end of comics. Comic sagas. Huh? It's like, I just thought it was a conversation. That's what you said.
Do I? I don't even know what he's talking about.
I'll play it later.
But
oh man, I think we're hitting our end point here.
I don't know. But we haven't. We're not. We can't because you're not. Like it's incoherent. This 100th episode's incoherent. We're like everywhere. Like, hey, check out a commercial. Click. Check out this one. Click. Hey, man, what was your greatest standout time? I don't know. It's all incoherent. But we do got an hour and a half. I say we go another half hour.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Just give me the file.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, Joe, We can either save it or we can destroy it.
You're laughing at this?
Yeah,
That's gotta go.
It's gotta go. I don't know how many times I have said that. Like, you really like this?
Yeah.
Like, no, cut that. This is trash.
That happens though, especially early on.
But you know what? It's good when you do have people who recognize it, because I only want the best.
Yes.
And I hope you only want the best. Yeah. Joe's like, no, whatever. Just throw it all on.
We need
The
material.
Joker is retarded. Throw it on. You know? But I always want the best. So it's like, I listen to it. I try to put myself in someone else's ears.
Yeah.
And I try to listen. That's why when I go into it, I cleanse my mind of both of us. And I just listen to this loud fuck and this guy who just laughs all the time.
Yeah.
And then I try to figure, like, what's funny about this? Like, what is so funny about this?
That's a good quote for the show. What's funny about
this? And the sad thing is, there's quite a bit that's pretty funny. Because there is times, I don't think I'm the greatest comedian, but I don't think I'm the worst.
There's some good shit.
I kind of feel like I could take a lot of my shit and make a killing.
I think you're right.
And destroy.
I believe that.
And then people be like, you know what? I think Tom Riddle's the GOAT. Like Joe Rogan be like, he'll interview me like, so you think you're funny? Like, no, I don't think, Joe. I fucking know. He'd be like, that's funny. Like, I know it's funny. Fuck, that's why I said it.
Have you seen my show?
Have you seen my show? He's like, no, you only have 54 subscribers. Like, fuck you. 54 people, bitch.
You would have just subscribed. 2 years later.
2 years later, I finally subscribed people. And you know why I did that, though? It's because I can't stop. I was like, originally when we did this, I'm like, I am not going to subscribe. I am not going to fucking be the one. If we get views, it's going to be from other people. Right?
Yeah.
2 years later, I finally subscribed.
Yeah.
I'm like, we only got 54 subscribers.
I gotta help.
But, in all honesty, be honest. When we first started this show, I never, ever thought that anybody was going to subscribe. In fact, I thought we would have 2 subscribers and be me and Joe. And as you see, I refused to subscribe for 2 fucking years. So in reality, I only thought it'd be 1. It'd be
I'm not
Joe.
doing this.
And everybody like, look at these guys. They got 54 subscribers. They gotta be something.
That must be new.
Yeah, I know.
It's 5 years from now.
Like, they've been on for a while. We're just now hearing about them? Like fucking 50. You guys like Drunken in the Sun? Like, we love this show with the old people getting drunk.
They probably say that
2
now.
old guys. And I probably do say that. Like, look at these guys. They think they're fucking hip and young. That one guy's hair is all over the place.
The other guy doesn't have it.
The guy's one's consistent. The one doesn't make up his mind. He's got long hair one time, short hair another. Beard, looks like a bum. I think I'm the 54th.
You are.
I think the 54th.
Yep. We're going to lose that one tonight.
Yeah, that guy don't like Tom.
Can't stand his voice.
Can't stand his voice.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit is right.
Oh, man.
I just... The sad thing is, Joe probably is listening to our shows more than I have, because in the early days, and sometimes even now, when I'll try to listen to me, I can't do it. I can't listen to my own self.
Yeah.
And it's not because the way I sound.
Yeah.
Just, I sound like a buffoon. So I guess it is the way I sound. But I sound like a dumb fuck. He doesn't know what the fuck... Like, it's just like, what is this guy yelling about? Like, I'm always yelling.
Yeah, you are always yelling. And I like how you refer to this guy. What is this guy?
I know, but that's how I see it. Every time I hear me, I'm thinking of some other person. I'm like, what is this fucking asshole doing? Like, let Joe talk.
Who does he think he is?
Who does he think he is? Oh, high and mighty, drinking hurricanes. Fucking prick.
Because Marvel was the first one that we did slideshows as a consistent thing.
That was the first time, yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 30. So,
yeah.
Our first one was Marvel, and those had pretty good slideshows in it. And actually, the Marvel show is pretty good, because that was the one we just dived into Marvel as a whole. And we when we do a show, my biggest thing when we came up with this concept was we have to do shit totally different than anyone else.
Yeah.
So if we do a show about Marvel or Batman or DC, it's got to be totally different than anyone else. And I believe we did that every time, especially with comics.
Yeah.
Like, with comics in general, every comic show we've had a few of them, like probably, 5 or 6 now?
Yeah.
Because we did Batman, we did a Spider-Man, we did
DC Universe.
DC Universe, we did the Marvel Universe, we did fucking, just recently...
the comic top 5.
The top 5 of the comics, our favorites.
Saga's coming out next week.
We got a Saga one's coming out. But there was another one. We did a couple other ones, I feel like. Our Marvel versus DC. Like, to me, when we did Marvel versus DC, I feel like that was the most different than any Marvel versus DC I've ever seen anywhere.
That was good.
And the reason I say that is because we compared Marvel, because most people go, Marvel, DC, like, oh yeah, Batman versus so-and-so, and they compare the characters. No, we compared not only the characters, but the characters' creators. We did, because that was the first one I wanted to do. I was like, if we do, we got to give props to the creators, the motherfuckers who brought this shit to us.
Yeah.
So I thought that was totally out of the box, different than most people do.
That was very unique. I liked it.
That was totally different. And then I was like, what's another way to celebrate these comics? What makes Marvel better? Rivalries. And it was rivalries. Like, what rivalries? Joker versus Batman, all these.
What do you think of?
What are these better? And nobody talks about that. They say it here and there, but they don't do that as when they say Marvel versus DC.
Yeah.
And we did that totally different. And I feel like we did that with so many different shows. And that's why I say, like, these shows are fucking hilarious. Just check, like, the Holidays one, number 34, that one's funny as fuck.
That one is a good one.
A lot of newer ones.
Dude, I think we're starting to hit a stride of sorts now. Yeah. More so, because we're being more consistent with good shows. Well, what we consider good shows.
But honestly, I think a lot of the past ones are funny. Like the Batman one, I think the Batman one is fucking hilarious. And again, that was another one where, a lot of people would talk about the same shit with Batman.
Yeah.
We didn't. Granted, we did talk about Batmobile. How you can not talk about Batman without Batmobile?
Yeah.
Right? But we were talked about from all various medias, all different everything.
The media, the different characters,
that's the biggest thing that I always, when we first started this, I was like, we got to be different.
Yes.
And that's the only way we're going to stand out. So far, we got 54 of you guys liking us.
Heck yeah. Remember to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. And you know what?
Or share it.
Share it. You can share it if you want to.
If you're not scared.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But I think honestly, if you shared something like, for instance, the time travel rant. That was another one that I remastered, was the time travel rant. And that one I want to do as a little skit movie, because it is fucking hilarious. It's basically about a guy who wakes up in a different time, and everybody thought he was dead, because if you disappeared, like, hey, I'm gonna go travel in time. One, if you told people that, like, nobody would believe you.
Yes.
Right? So then when you do disappear, like, he said he was going to travel in time, but nobody does that.
Yeah.
So he'd be dead.
He would be dead.
And then when he comes back to life, he doesn't know where the fuck. Like, nobody, like, where the fuck is? I'm in time. Where the fuck is happening? Like, that one. That's a funny skit. I highly recommend that. It's just, and that's another thing. Like, that was one of the things that I felt when we first started too. I was like, we can't just have one show. We got to have more content. And we've had these shorts, honestly, damn near since the beginning.
We have,
because these shorts have come out. What I'm seeing,
Teacher was one of the first ones we did. The teacher, Hot for Teacher one.
Yeah, and
that one came out super early.
But it's after. So we start hitting those after the 20s. So yeah, Teacher is after 20. Huh. So after episode 20, so we did 20 episodes, then we started doing the shorts, which were little tidbits that we couldn't put in a show.
Exactly, yeah.
But they're still, I think, fucking hilarious.
That we needed a home. They needed a home. So we gave it their own home, by themselves.
Yeah.
Little mini shows give you a feel for what we do. Because if you watch a short, that's basically what you're going to get with the show.
Yeah. The only difference is you're just getting the punchline a little sooner.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we can beat around the bush, but you know, it's always different, and you know, because during the COVID shit, me and Joe didn't stop at all.
No,
that's when we came up with the idea of double vision. We're like, we can't get together, we'll still come up with ideas and do shit.
Yeah.
And the first double vision at that time during the COVID was fucking. You know what's crazy? I was thinking about double visions the other day because I was like, you know what? I kind of miss like recording in my car.
Recording in your car.
And then I was watching like an old video of it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, that was because like I don't know, it was something about it I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I had the crazy idea. I'm like, you know what? Let's do it where every week we talk about the same topic, but it's our take on that same topic.
Yeah.
And that was the idea behind Double Vision. And the first one was, see, Tiger King had just hit Netflix.
Yeah, and so did COVID. So everybody's
So
logged
did
in.
But I watched fucking Tiger King the first weekend it was out.
Yeah, you did.
I told Joe, I was like, we gotta do this. And then I had the Double Vision idea. I'm like, this could be it.
Yeah.
Tiger, God damn bastards, that bitch. You know, fucking and oh my god, it worked. And then what happened was I ran out of ideas to talk about for Double Vision.
I was like, all right.
And we got like 200 videos out on our YouTube channel. If you want to check us out.
Not after that last show.
But episode 33, the Joker review, that one sticks out in my mind so much because one, it was I thought the start of like a movie review that we could end up turning into a show, and I had in my head I was like, this is gonna be a start, and I don't think I ever shared it with you, but I was like, if we do Joker review and it turns out pretty decent, we could go to, because me and Joe went to the movies and watched it.
Yeah.
And so we went there together, watched it, got our take of it, gathered our thoughts, and then basically did a show. And then I was like, this could be a whole fucking show. Joe moved away.
Yeah.
So we was like, but I think it was after that though.
Yeah.
But it was the first movie review. I know that.
It was the first, and we've done some series so far. We did The Witcher.
The Witcher. Yeah, I still have not finished that.
Yeah.
At the time of recording that show,
is where you stop.
We recorded it. I was like, I had like one episode left, I think, like one or two.
Well, yeah, it was
one or two episodes,
yeah.
And I knew most of it, and I didn't know the ending.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I'll watch it tomorrow. Well, 2 years later,
yeah,
it still hasn't happened. I don't know why. It's because I don't know why. Because I was getting into it.
Yeah. But
then it just couldn't hold me.
Yeah.
I mean, the hot chick with the face everywhere was fucking cool.
Yeah, that's my favorite moment. Her face was everywhere.
Her face was everywhere. Like her jaw was down here. Her eye was here.
Yeah.
You know, fucking. But yeah, that. What was the other series then that we did?
We didn't. I don't know if
we did Star Wars review. The Last Jedi.
We did Last Jedi, but we did the whole saga too. We talked the whole movies.
Well, that's just in general.
Yeah.
But that's not the review, because a review is like
Last Jedi. You bitched about it for 12 minutes. Is what it was.
Yeah.
I finally watched that the other day. Finally.
The movie.
Just like a couple weeks ago, I watched.
Or the episode we did.
No. You're the one that just subscribed.
Look at his pants.
Did you see that video?
See that video with the bamfing? Terrible.
Hey, look, y'all, this is Tom from Drunken with the Sun, the show about anything and everything under the sun. And guess what? I got mutant powers, motherfuckers. You over here. Yeah, I'm over here. I'm banned. I'm like Nightcrawler now. This is the new studio. Check it out. See that red chair over there? With mutant powers. It's like this. See? I'm bamfing. Just like that. And you can check out all the absurdity and drunkenness on Drunken with the Sun. Podcast about anything and everything under the sun. Check it out every week on YouTube and Spotify. Don't forget, we're on Facebook and all that shit too. So make sure you check us out every week. Post new content weekly. Check us out. Drunkenness and Drunken with the Sun. This podcast about anything and everything under the sun while getting drunk. Gotta go, bitches.
Should have really washed his jeans.
Yeah. should have.
I didn't even notice.
I did it straight from work, though. I came home and I was like, I want to do this. This is going to be cool.
It was cool.
Sort of. Not really. But
It was cool.
I'll show Andrew.
Until your pants got dirty.
And I sounded like a doofus in it. I was like, and I just sounded corny. Like I was listening to it, and I'm like, God damn. But that's why I was going to dub it over.
Why is his mouth not matching up?
No, because I was going to watch it, and you can do that. That's how voice actors do it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good. Fuck you for doubting me.
You got this.
I got this. Not. Anyways. All right, here we go.
So we're gonna do this?
100th episode.
Let's do it. That's why you don't do a show drunk. Because that's what happens.
But I think that's half the fun.
That is the fun, though. That's all that because it's the whole concept of the show. We're just kicking it
We're just kicking it.
and having fun and entertaining you. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
not offending.
No, well, I'm sure there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
But I don't care because people offend me all the time, and I don't fucking cry about it.
God! But that last one, that God episode, still kills me.
Oh, the God episode! Like if anybody hasn't seen that, I highly recommend that one. And if you're an atheist, I guarantee you're going to fall in love with us.
Oh man, your reaction! I'm not gonna spoil anything, but your reaction at the end with my last topic is just so fucking priceless.
No, let's spoil this. Let's spoil this. So the whole, and this was the first time I heard it. See, that's the good thing also about only sharing ideas. Like a lot of times when we come to the table, we share an idea. Like have an idea. Like, hey, I got an idea. Let's talk about this, and then it takes its own form of life.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, Joe comes with papers and fucking notes and all this shit. And I have a couple times, but 9 times out of 10, I just sit here and make fun of it. So, and it turns into
I bank on
hilarious.
that.
And he banks on it.
I'm like, what can I say that make Tom react?
Yeah. Which, there's a lot you can. Because it doesn't take much. I'm a fucking, I'm a smart mouth.
Yeah.
But, the fucking God.
No.
What it was the whole episode was Joe was curious, like, what's God like?
Yeah, exactly.
Is he a cool dude?
Yeah.
And then he had an idea. I still to this day don't know where the fuck he got this idea.
Came to me like the day before.
Did it?
Yeah.
It shows. But he had to watch. I mean, this is a crazy, wild concept. Because I give it to him for this. Nobody else is going to fucking think this. His idea was, what if God was Bigfoot?
Yep. But what if he was? And you got to see Tom's reaction.
It's the same right now.
It's
when you hear it, and what if he was? What if he was? It's like one. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because people are still trying to prove God exists, and a
like
fuck
Bigfoot.
ton of people are trying to prove that Bigfoot exists. Yeah. You know, so it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, who the fuck thinks of that? And when he told me this, and this is a recent episode, so we've been doing this for 2 years, and he comes out with God as Bigfoot. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, God is Bigfoot? So, like, the thing to me that got me was after I went home and processed this, because after the show was over, I'm like, I'm always drunk after the show's over, and I could just lay in bed. I was thinking, God is Bigfoot. And then I fell asleep, and then I woke back up, and when I woke back up, I was like, did Joe think God was Bigfoot? Like, I couldn't remember.
Still good.
I was like, is this really what he's thinking? Like, I get if you think God is, I don't know, something other than Bigfoot. It just blew me away. Shit like that is the type of shit you'll hear on our show.
Exactly.
So that's why, like, we've been doing this for 2 years now, 100 fucking episodes deep. 100, and we got more coming. Just episode. We got more stuff. Videos, you want videos, we got damn near 200.
Exactly.
And you can catch those videos all on YouTube. You can catch all our audio on Spotify and Anchor. The hurricane's back. That's gonna be a fucking. I need to fucking have like a thing. The hurricane's back.
That's the Instagram post.
That's the Instagram post. But the other thing that blows me away is like, I know a lot of people fucking have been doing podcasts longer than us. Like Kevin Smith does, but all he does is talk about the same shit over. The thing that I wanted to do was, and Joe wanted to do was, a different show every week. And guess what? 100 episodes, we've delivered a different show every week.
Whether it's good or not, we do it.
That's my beers on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one. I was sitting here going out on it. I'm like, should I ask for one now, or is he just gonna ask me? Look at this, another hurricane. Dude, I'm about to get fucked up. I have not drank these in a year. And this was my drink.
You got two more in there.
This was my drinky drink.
Is at the drive-thru, right? A guy told me today that the beer I drink is being discontinued.
What?
Yes! It's being discontinued.
Oh, man.
So I said, what? That's exactly what I said. I said, he goes,
he knows then, too.
yeah, he does. He goes, yeah, they're done making this. I said, what? He goes, they're done making this. I said, what do you mean, the beer? He goes, yeah. I go, why? He goes, I don't know.
It's like we don't have a lot of skits.
We don't have a lot of
5.
skits. We have some commercials, though.
We got some commercials.
You think those classify those skits?
Yeah, I would think. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's like a commercial. It's like you put it on. It basically gives you a rundown of who we are. Like the commercials that we put together. Like earlier, we haven't put one together in a while.
No,
but we're in the works. Trust and believe that. But the one I really liked the most, I really liked the one where it focused on you, and then the one that focused on the show as a whole.
Okay, the audio.
The
was
audio,
with the
it just
video
with the
behind
video, and it was just and the music. It's like
I did like those. The one with the
Those
two
are
of us
ones
is
I
one of
really
my
liked.
favorites.
Oh, that yeah.
The two of us. I think the second one with the two of us. I don't know, but it's really
There's
good.
a few of them.
They're good. You did a great job with those.
Because when we filmed The Creation, my brother is God in that. And a little funny thing about that was one of our earlier skits. Because that was one that Joe was like, hey, I got an idea. What if God fucking saw, he made Earth and created everything and then saw like we were his creation. And then he was just so shitty about it. I'm like, that's pretty funny. So then I came with the idea of, how about God fucking creates Earth and then does his thing and comes back.
Exactly.
So he makes fucking. I highly recommend this skit because it's really funny and it's got 99 views. Holy shit!
The Creation has 99 views.
It's 99 views. So we need one more, people. Go and watch The Creation. Put us past 100 views on that. It's hilarious. God eats pizza rolls
and Doritos. But we have hit 100. This is one of the funniest things also behind the scenes. That our shooting porn episode, I think it's episode 7, it's in the top 10, I believe, has over 100 views.
Oh, wow.
Because of the hashtags. I almost guarantee it. Because a bunch of perverts out there are looking for porn on YouTube, and they stumble across our show.
I don't get why people watch porn on YouTube.
They can't. It's not available on
I don't
YouTube.
get why, but I don't get...
Maybe it's kids. I bet it's kids. They don't know any better.
Like this one. This one was a year ago. So, Drunken on the Sun presents another drunk commercial. Check it out. Hey, what up, y'all? This is Drunken on the Sun with Joe and Tom.
Tom and Joe?
Talking about anything under the sun, anything you want. And he's like, okay, well, if you want, I can give you a ride.
Oh, shit.
Right? And in my mind, I go, fuck! Now, granted, I had all this weed on me at the time.
I'm like, second row, Breaking Benjamin. I'm like, this is awesome. But it's not awesome because now bodies are raining on me. Because I have to support everybody else.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I'm drunk as fuck. I'm dehydrated.
What the fuck is my bagel? It's like, how can you mix up a bagel, one bagel, with 2 McGriddles?
Well, we talk about everything and anything under the sun. With the light, and they honk you. That pisses me off.
I mean, I've shit my pants a little bit too. But I wasn't sick. I was drunk.
I'm in line. There's this trashy hot chick that's kind of
Trashy hot chick?
Yeah, she was trashy and she was kind of hot.
You kind of have to clean yourself up.
Yeah, exactly. So
You guys had the match. You and Clint had the match inside the fucking abandoned warehouse.
oh my god,
Where
that
Joe
was
gets thrown through
Oh,
a
shit.
fucking door.
we need to put that on video.
Maybe the second time meeting this weed guy, and I'm like, fuck, he's gonna fucking never let me back in his house. They already think I'm a fucking joke. Nobody took a shit in the urinal. He goes, no, somebody took a shit.
Tuna in ramen noodles. Never in my life. Goddamn. I was messed up, dude. Apparently, I feel like it was good. I've never had it since, but apparently, according to my notes,
Not good.
It was lit.
Is
I was
it?
thinking
Yeah.
about it.
So
I was
on
like,
that
I need
note-
to get some tuna and some ramen.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
That's one thing that we haven't done. We've never shot a together shot of like, hey, you know, an outro. Because the outro that we currently run is us separate, basically, the whole time.
Anyways, that was an hilarious commercial.
Oh, yeah. That's what... When you started doing stuff like that, it was really impressive to me. I thought that was a really cool idea. And you're like, you did like 5 of them in like a week. You're like, I got another one.
Well, it was because, like, it was the material, and we had so much material, and I had all these ideas, like, oh my god, if I put, like, little tidbits, I can put it here and there, and, like, people would like it, and little tidbits here and there and there. And that's how that spawned. That's how I was so quickly able to do that. Because it's like, I knew there were certain ones I knew I wanted.
Yes.
And certain ones that I was trying to find, but I found other things that fit just as good.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, this will work, this will work, this will work. That's how they were pumped out that quick.
Yeah.
And then it was new technology I was learning.
Yes.
I was learning Premiere at the time.
Yeah.
Just trying to do it with the movie shit and fucking. So then when I started manipulating the camera angles and the views and flipping them and editing and putting this here and there and there and then putting that there and then putting the words on, like, it just was like, I want to keep doing this. You know what I mean? Basically how that spawned out.
Yeah, I can
And that's
see
how
that.
I was able to get like 4 or 5 of those motherfuckers in one weekend.
I think you mixed it really well, though.
Yeah.
With the audios and stuff. I was like, this is really cool. Like, that's pretty impressive.
I mean, one, it was the music. Like, the music helped out a lot. Like the one I did for myself, I don't think was so great. And that was the thing. Like, I was trying to, like, hype the show up. And when I wanted to hype you up. So when it got to me, to highlight myself, I'm like, you just watch the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that. I had a similar instance back on the editing floor with grown-ups. Growing up, not grow-ups. That show I pushed for a long time. I pushed for the growing up show. I felt like that should have been show 1. And
Yeah,
then
but
I
you know what?
edited it.
Yeah, but the growing up show, I don't think you were the only one that pushed it. Like, I like the idea of it too.
But it was pushed back into the mix so long, and then I finally we did it, and I was like, yeah. As soon as I started, I hated editing that show.
Did you?
I hated it. That was probably
Why?
the hardest show for me to edit. I don't know why. I think it was because, like, we've known each other for so long, and we've heard these stories so many times.
Oh, you're just tired of hearing
I'm
it.
like, this isn't funny, because I've heard this a million times.
And I saw it.
Yeah, I saw this happen 30 years ago. So, I mean, it was just hard. And I've run into that a couple of times with shows I've pushed that I really didn't enjoy editing at all. I'm like, why did I even think of this?
And you know what, though? Now hearing that, I enjoy it. You didn't enjoy it. And the reason I say that is because they pushed it. And a lot of
I
times...
knew it wasn't going to work.
It wasn't going to work. Suck it.
But
That's why
happens.
this is Joe.
hey, welcome to Drunken Son with Tom and Joe.
I think Joe's more drunk than me, but fuck it, whatever.
That's
Joe.
Oh yeah, that's his
Joe.
name. Joe.
And my numbers matched up right alongside the numbers for $5,000. I'm like, fuck! I want $5,000! They're gonna help me with bad credit? I got this new fucking car! I wonder if I can just take the cash.
That's Joe.
Shut. I had no power steering. And some chick replied to me, "You look like a rapist. I'm
Look
looking
at
like
your
an
phone.
asshole on my phone just to try
Not
to press
paying
a button to
attention.
resume.
Oh.
Fucking crash right in front of his car.
For being pissed
Why
that she
would you
lied
get
the
shit?
whole time.
Why would you get shit?
Because she's bad though, because for me, I sweat in air conditioning.
Joe.
And the next thing you know, the phone rings, and I'm all like, hello, this is Drunken the Sun, how can I help you? Because by commercial break, my dick's out, and I'm like, what's going on? Unlike a lot of fans, I can recognize it's fake as fuck.
Right. That's Joe.
I've never seen the Joker retarded. God damn it, cats. I'm gonna fuck you up. If that's what they need to do, I could be a NASCAR driver. My last car didn't have power steering or air conditioning. I was a fucking NASCAR driver then. I'll tear the shit up. Finally, at 37, learned how to change my own oil. And we would fuck in the back seat.
Oh shit.
And then we would go in and grocery shop. I made it!
I made it. And that's Joe. We're drunk under the sun. That's Joe. We're drunk under the sun. And that was Joe.
Yeah.
And so that little compilation, I thought was fucking really, really dope because like that one and the one you saw before was really tight. And what that whole series was, that's what Joe was talking about. Like I pumped out like, it was like 5 fucking commercials like that. I'm like, we can put these out every fucking hour of the hour, whatever.
Yeah, basically.
You know, and I was like, we can do this. And Joe's like, no, let's just put it out.
Let's save them.
That's not how YouTube works. You know, and I'm like, no, let's go. And then fucking, I'm
Then
like,
the next week we got nothing.
we got nothing. But we always have something. And we always put something out.
Yeah.
But the sad thing was, like, those two were better than mine, I thought. Like, when I did mine,
Yeah.
I don't think mine was really that good.
I can agree with it is the least.
The weakest of those
It
three.
is the weakest.
And it's that series. Like, to me, I would consider it in that series.
In that series of 5 or whatever you did.
Yeah,
however many.
Yeah, because they're the same. Because they're like
the
the
same
audio.
thing.
The audio.
I would say you're right. I would say
And
you're
I think
right.
it's the weakest.
I
Because
agree with
those were like that was like the Trinity. We had the show and then Joe and Tom.
that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the Joe one was hilarious. And the show one was very funny.
Yes.
You be the judge of the Tom one.
Hey, welcome to Drunken or Son. This is Tom and Joe.
This is Tom.
People are stupid. My mind is telling me, get out of your car, punch her in the fucking mouth, and fucking yank her out of the car and fucking drive her car the fuck away, right? In fact, I got turned down at McDonald's once. One of the ones that showed me was this dude halfway in an elephant's ass. He was literally halfway in an elephant's ass. I don't know, he's a vet of some sort. Shoot me in the face!
I still sag my
don't think
pants,
you're a cool
and I'm pushing 40. This is Tom.
Next thing you know, probably Jay gives him a burger. He wings it across the fucking plateau. The patty goes one way, the bun goes another, and the lettuce goes towards me. I'm fucking massive. I eat it every time. And every time I go, I'm either drinking or fucking stoned. An average guy probably watches a porno for maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds. I steal my mom's keys, steal my mom's car. But if it's a month after it and I can't spoil it, fuck you. Because I'm gonna spoil the fuck out of it. Well, I need to buy beer. I need to have that shit. In order for me not to kill my dog, I need to have that shit. What happens if you don't make that huge splash? When I went to the gathering, I took booze and weed. And she was like one of the people who have no teeth, or like gumming, like doing the gum thing, like nom, nom, nom. You know, it's like just in the end, that's all men need. Just our dicks get sucked.
That's the best.
Like it's the best. It's like, ow! Thank you. I am at my peak physical condition.
Like that would've got you what? 2 months of push-ups?
2 months of push-ups.
You're hung up on push-ups.
Did you kill it? I go, I fucking hope so. I ended up picking up some 40s on the way home.
I love
So
that.
yeah, alright ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Drunken Son. Hopefully you tuned in.
Oh god. Because what was that on?
That one was, it was
The Cars one?
maybe. So, if you guys just heard that, if you're still tuning in,
Yeah.
if you heard that, what Joe's referring to is I hope it's fucking dead. And it was a story about me coming home from an ICP concert with some friends, and I blasted. Well, actually, I didn't blast into it. A stupid fucking deer ran into me. All we know is check out Cars, because that's a funny ass episode.
Yeah, it is.
If you want to hear me talk about a story where I steal my mom's car in that episode. I also destroy it. I also wrecked some cars. Joe has a few stories.
Yeah, that's typically
not as good as mine.
That's typically how it goes, especially at the beginning of our show. I have a couple stories, and then Tom hits the home run at the end and knocks all the runners in and shit. Because
but that's the beauty part about it. Anyways, so 100 fucking episodes. We have done fucking damn near everything, but not everything, because everything can never be done. There's always something. So, but the 100th episode is kind of us like, what happened? But we have done it all, people, and like I said, some of our funniest shit is our most controversial shit.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorite episodes to date, like one of the newer ones, we're at 100 now. Number 86, check out Superstitions. Drunk Superstitions. That has got to be one of the funniest that we've done.
It's pretty good.
Up to this point.
I think once we started introducing
it's one
video,
of them. There's a lot of them. The video has helped out a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes. There was times where I watched the video and I listened to it without the video, and it sounds better without watching my drunk ass. Because I'm like, this guy's fucking trashed. But I sound coherent when I'm listening to the audio.
Is it the same one?
It's the same one.
Oh, shit. I can see that. I can see that. And the, what the fuck did you just say?
I don't know. I cut you out. He was about to make a point, and I shut it the fuck down, huh?
Well, we'll edit it. What show are you talking about?
Oh, Superstitions.
Okay, Superstitions. Well, that's another... Superstitions is another show that I came to the show with notes, and you had none.
I had none.
So it was all based on Tom's reaction. And I, crammed on the way down, listening to different shows and listening to different information about superstitions.
The whole time Joe's cramming for the test, Tom's like, la da 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 da.
I need another blunt.
And then he gets here, he's like, hey Tom, I got A's. Good thing, because I need to cheat. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Continue.
But a lot of the weirder shows that I have are all based on that same concept of, what can I say? Tom's going to take this in a direction that's going to be entertaining. I have some
You can only hope that I take it that way.
But it usually works. I mean, look at all the shows that we've done.
100 times.
100 years.
100 years. The 100-year episode. That's just what this is going to be titled. The 100-year episode.
Oh, shit.
100 drunk years.
Yeah. That's what it's going to feel like to viewers. Man, that was only 100 episodes.
It's going to feel like that when we get it, Joe.
Yeah.
We got an hour and a half, son.
That's another one about the earlier shows. They were all super fucking long.
Yeah.
And then I was doing the editing at the first so many.
Yeah.
So it just took forever. I'm like, I almost got it. That's why we try to stick to shorter shows today.
Yeah.
Unless it goes somewhere.
I mean, if it goes somewhere, because we've still had shows that run past half hour lately. I mean, not lately, but yeah, because they can, and they're good still. They're more entertaining longer than short.
Yeah.
The shorter the episode, that means the fucking more drunk we are. That's pretty much how that sounds.
Usually.
Like if we have a 45-minute episode, we're probably pretty sober and coherent.
It's probably the beginning.
If you see one that says 5 or 10 minutes,
that's not a show.
It's not a show. but we try.
But I think along those same lines, the review you did of Rise of Skywalker was only like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
But yeah, and that's really. But it was just a bitch fest. And it was. Yeah, it's 12 minutes long. It's like, whatever. We made a deal, like, we cannot do anything. Because I think after that, we made a
deal.
We made a deal. 15 minutes is the minimal.
Minimal.
And then hour is the max.
Yeah.
And
Hours usually get cut in half.
Hours get cut in half because there's a lot of stale times.
Yeah.
Like right now tonight, hour and a half. This would probably be a 45-minute episode.
Maybe. Maybe.
100 times.
100 years.
100 years. 100-year extravaganza.
Dumb and Joe.
But we have had a lot of fun doing this.
We have.
And we've been doing it for 2 years now.
And
you know?
really, that's the whole basis of the show initially. Was having fun. Just hanging out and having fun. That was the concept from the beginning. We had so much fun hanging out that we wanted to share it with the world.
Yeah.
Basically.
Let's try to get paid for it.
Yeah.
Still hasn't happened, so whatever.
No.
Anyways, but it doesn't matter.
No.
And what's crazy is this is true because when we started the show, we were 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
We lived 10 minutes away, and every week we were playing. Now it's
Like once a month? Twice a month?
I would say 2 or 3 times a month.
Oh, yeah.
3 at the max. But we live in different states.
And we still
Over fucking 10-hour drives. What is it like?
It's 4:45 one way.
So one way. So Joe has to travel fucking 4.5 hours to get here just so we can have a fucking show. And we still did it.
I do that.
And you've been doing that for fucking probably damn near a year now.
Over a year now.
Has it?
Over a year now. Over a year, and I do it all for you 54 viewers.
And Yun Moon. What is his name? Yun Moon?
Moon You.
Moon
17.
You. 17.
That
That guy. Who always comments. He's the only one, motherfuckers,
So
who comments. Now, if you guys want to see us talk about a certain topic, hit that like and subscribe and put it down in the comments section.
Because we might need that for future notice.
No, we won't. I'm a loudmouth.
I'm
I can
sitting
talk
here
about
thinking
anything.
like, oh, we haven't done that idea yet. Why didn't we do that tonight? But we're on this.
Well, we're on the 100th episode, and I think we're going to wrap it up here soon. But again, back to there is content every week from us, 2 to 3 times a week.
Yep.
Now 4 times with Joe's Drink It or Drop It. Mm-hmm. Check it out with him and his girl, Elise. Again, you have to forgive his fucking party fouls.
You're right.
That's the biggest thing. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like, what? I'm not drinking with that guy.
No. Well, that was a mistake. But anyways, it was just another thing. I really enjoyed Drink It or Drop Us when I tried to do it on the show. But
We tried, and then I fucking would forget to put it on. I'd be like, oh man, I got another 10. Like, I would go through a fucking hour-long shit, cut it down to 30 minutes, and I still got 15 minutes left. Like, fuck!
But I understood all that, and I was like, well, another way to bring more material to the site, to the show channel, was just make it its own show. So I just devised a way to do it separate. That way we bring more content to the viewers.
Doesn't matter. It's hilarious because they both fucking are. They just, every beer apparently smells and tastes like piss that they drink. I hear that all the time on that show.
That was one night. I don't think I
No, I've heard it a few times.
But the first 3 were all one night.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I got hammered, basically.
Yeah, but nonetheless, it's funny. Check it out. Not to mention that in your sleepy fucking cemeteries.
That's a whole different channel, though. It doesn't air on Drunken of the Sun. But
Doesn't matter. It's his show.
Sleeping
Check it out.
cemeteries. Check it out. It's interesting if you like graveyards, cemeteries.
It's a channel, and there's a lot of people I'm sure that like cemeteries.
Yeah.
I don't know if they watch us, but there's a lot of people that like cemeteries.
Yeah.
And you know, he's checking out old ass,
Yes.
fucking old ass shit. Like, motherfuckers, he's seeing shit like kids' graves when they're like a year. Like, they get out the womb.
Yeah.
They get out the womb and die. That's terrible.
Oh my god, that reminds me of a short that I don't think we can release, but it's funny as fuck. And I'll have to share it with you after this because I'm not going to say it on there.
All right, so, anyways.
But anyways, yeah,
But check it out.
Check it out.
That's his and maybe soon, maybe sometime, whenever, maybe me and Joe can have a second show where we go and travel and maybe see haunted houses.
That would be cool.
Because I would freak the fuck out, and Joe's not afraid, but I am. But
we'd both be just like Blair Witch running around. Oh my god, we're gonna die!
I know I would be. or I'd be fucking like, hey man, you want to drink it?
Bring our beer to the ghost.
But you know what? We've been like I said, this is our 100-year extravaganza. We didn't know what to fucking do. We didn't know what to do. We wanted it to be special.
Yeah.
We knew we were something, and I was a little fucking too drunk anyways when we started the show. So whatever.
Yeah.
I think I handled myself well.
We did.
Anyways, that's gotta get cut. So, but you know. All I gotta say to people out there, if anybody listens to you, I know Yoon Moo 17 does.
Yes, he does.
Or is it Moon You 17? Or is it You Moon?
Moon You.
Moon You.
It starts with moon, definitely.
Bro, it's a cool name. Anyways, fucking I don't know where I was going with this tangent.
Other than we know that you watched the show and thank you.
Yeah, and you know why we're shouting them out? You can get shouted out on our show too if you fucking like and subscribe, motherfucker, and put your goddamn comment down there.
Exactly. It's not hard.
Put a comment down and I can fucking say something. If not, but the sad thing is, this is what's fucked up too. This is what really I don't understand is I'll go on our channel and I'll see 2 comments here, 2 comments there, 2, and then it will say if you click that comment, you can see what it says.
Yeah.
I click it and then it says there's no comment here, but it's saying there's 2 right there. So
I think they're the fake ones because we've got a lot of fake comments.
we got a lot of porn ones.
Yeah. They just call out a time frame or some shit, but anyways.
No, I've seen like legit, like I don't know. I'm like, what the fuck? But anyways, all I know is just check out Drunken the Sun, the podcast about anything and everything under the sun.
Hell yeah.
We talk about new shit weekly, daily, monthly, dropping new shit all week long.
All week.
Funny shit, sad shit, shit that makes you want to punch someone in the face.
Mostly us.
Mostly us. But this was our 100-year extravaganza. I'm going to say that. I don't give a fuck. It's our 100-year extravaganza.
100 years. 100 times.
But in reality, in real world time, it's 2 years, 100 episodes.
100 episodes.
But in Tom and Joe world, it's 100 years.
100 years.
Because it feels like it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Especially to you viewers.
Yeah. The viewers are like, we know it feels like that. Like, well, I know, I trust you. So, we're going to leave you with that. And you know what? Let's leave you with some fucking comedy gold. What? Joe, name a skit. I say we're going to leave this with a skit just so you guys know that we are no joke. We're fucking drunk on the sun.
If we're doing a skit, you need to go all the way back.
Which one? Johnny Appleseed?
That's better than what I was thinking.
Which one?
I was thinking the commercial about the...
Oh, the very first commercial.
Or the ghosts.
Nope, fuck the ghost. I'm not airing that one. That shit is trash.
Never again.
Never again. But we will go to our very first commercial that we planned. We thought, we storyboard, and we were trying to make it happen. This is Drunken on the Sun, the podcast about anything and everything on the sun. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, and all that shit. Peace, y'all. Hey, what up, y'all? This is Drunken on the Sun with Joey Tom. Well, had a good run.
I would like to thank you for joining us, the Drunken on the Sun.